The vast darkness of space held secrets beyond human comprehension, and on that particular night, something extraordinary was about to unfold. The Earth Diplomatic Intervention Corps monitoring station hummed with quiet intensity, its array of complex technology scanning endless cosmic frequencies. Captain J. Park sat in her command chair, her eyes fixed on the holographic displays that flickered with countless data streams. She was different from typical military leaders, calm, analytical, with a mind that processed information like a sophisticated quantum computer. Her team called her the Protocol Master because of her uncanny ability to navigate complex diplomatic scenarios. Beside her, Yoon Kim leaned forward, her fingers dancing across multiple interactive screens. Something was changing in the signal patterns. The background radiation was shifting, creating unusual harmonic frequencies that didn't match any known cosmic noise. "Captain," Yoon whispered, her voice carrying a mixture of excitement and caution. "We're receiving an unusual transmission." Jay's eyes narrowed. Unusual was an understatement. The signal carried mathematical sequences that seemed to pulse with an intelligent rhythm. It wasn't random. It wasn't natural. It was deliberate communication. The monitoring room fell silent. Every technician, every analyst, every scientist stopped what they were doing. The signal grew stronger, more defined. Its complexity suggested an intelligence far beyond human understanding. Hee Choi, the team's quantum communications specialist, began running rapid computational analyses. His fingers moved with lightning speed, breaking down each mathematical wave, each quantum fluctuation. "This isn't just a signal," he muttered. "This is a structured message." Within minutes, global communication networks were alerted. Military installations worldwide went into high alert status. The potential of first contact was no longer a theoretical discussion. It was happening in real time. Captain Park remained, remarkably composed. Her training had prepared her for countless scenarios, but this was different. This was humanity's potential moment of cosmic recognition. One transmission could change everything humans understood about their place in the universe. The signal continued to evolve. It wasn't using traditional communication methods. Instead, it employed complex quantum entanglement principles that suggested a technological civilization far more advanced than human understanding. Yoon Kim's translation algorithms began processing the incoming data. Strange geometric patterns emerged, representing what seemed like mathematical language. Each pattern carried multiple layers of meaning, far more intricate than human linguistic structures. "It's not just communication," he observed. "It's a form of multidimensional information transfer." The transmission carried an invitation, not in words, but in structured mathematical propositions that suggested potential interaction. It was as if an alien civilization was testing humanity's cognitive capabilities, measuring their potential for meaningful dialogue. Captain Park understood immediately. This wasn't just a message, it was a test. Humanity would be judged not by its military might or technological advancement, but by its ability to understand, adapt, and respond intelligently. Her hand moved almost instinctively, activating the complex protocol systems designed specifically for potential first contact scenarios. Decades of research, thousands of simulations, countless theoretical discussions, all converging in this single moment. The room buzzed with controlled tension. Technicians monitored every microscopic change in the transmission. Military personnel stood ready, but not with weapons. Their readiness was intellectual, diplomatic. Yoon's translation matrix began producing initial interpretations. Fragments of meaning emerged, concepts of cosmic exploration, mutual understanding, potential collaboration. The alien civilization wasn't approaching with aggression, but with what seemed like genuine curiosity. Captain J. Park allowed herself a slight smile. Humanity had always been defined by its ability to adapt, to understand, to reach beyond its current limitations. This transmission was proof of that potential. "Prepare response protocols," she commanded softly. "We're going to show them exactly who we are." The transmission continued, a complex dance of mathematical poetry, waiting for humanity's response. In that moment, everything changed. The universe suddenly felt smaller, more connected, more alive with possibilities. First contact wasn't just happening. It was unfolding one quantum wave at a time. The response team worked with precision, their fingers moving across holographic interfaces like musicians playing a complex symphony. Captain J. Park watched as the alien transmission continued its intricate dance of mathematical patterns. HFY's breakthrough came suddenly. His quantum translation matrix started decoding the bizarre communication structure. The alien language wasn't spoken or written. It was a living mathematical equation that changed with each interaction. "They're testing us," he muttered, his eyes reflecting the rapidly shifting geometric patterns. "Each response we give modifies their communication approach." Yoon Kim noticed something peculiar. The transmission wasn't just sending information, it was adapting. Like a living intelligence, it modified its communication based on the human response. Each mathematical sequence became more complex, more nuanced with every decoded message. The alien representative, identified as Kirill, seemed to be observing humanity's cognitive capabilities. Their communication method suggested a civilization that understood information as a fluid, dynamic entity rather than a fixed set of rules. Captain Park understood the delicate nature of this engagement. One wrong interpretation could mean misunderstanding, potential conflict, or complete communication breakdown. Her team represented not just Earth but humanity's first true cosmic dialogue. The monitoring room felt electric. Scientists from different global networks watched live feeds, their breath held in collective anticipation. This wasn't just a diplomatic mission. This was humanity's first real test of interstellar communication. HFY's translation matrix began producing initial interpretations. The alien communication suggested a civilization that viewed reality as a complex mathematical problem. Their language was logic, their communication a constant solving of intricate equations. "They're offering something," Yoon said suddenly, her voice filled with wonder. "Not a physical object, but a conceptual exchange." The transmission carried an invitation to understand their perspective. It wasn't aggressive. It wasn't threatening. It was purely an intellectual proposition, a chance to explore mutual understanding through pure information exchange. Captain Park recognized the sophistication of this approach. Traditional human diplomacy involved words, emotions, cultural nuances. This alien civilization approached communication as a pure intellectual exercise, removing all emotional barriers. Each response from the human team modified the alien transmission. It was like a complex dance, where both participants continuously adjusted their movements. The mathematical patterns shifted, becoming more intricate with each interaction. He noticed something extraordinary. The alien communication wasn't just sending information, it was learning. With each human response, the transmission became more refined, more aligned with human cognitive structures. "They're studying our thought processes," he explained to the team. Each mathematical sequence is designed to understand how humans think, how we process information. The global scientific community watched in awe. This wasn't just first contact. This was a fundamental reimagining of communication itself. Humanity was being invited to think beyond its current limitations. Yoon's translation began revealing deeper layers. The alien civilization saw communication as a form of collective problem-solving. Each interaction was an opportunity to expand, mutual understanding to grow intellectually. Captain Park made a critical decision. Instead of trying to force human communication methods, her team would engage using the aliens' mathematical language. They would meet intelligence with intelligence, logic with logic. The transmission continued its complex dance. Geometric patterns shifted. Mathematical equations evolved, creating a language that transcended traditional human understanding. It was beautiful, terrifying, and absolutely fascinating. Hours passed. The team worked continuously, decoding, interpreting, responding. Each interaction brought new revelations about the alien civilization's perspective. They weren't just communicating. They were establishing a fundamental bridge between two different forms of intelligence. As the first day of communication concluded, something remarkable happened. The alien transmission began showing signs of what could only be described as respect. Not emotional respect, but an intellectual acknowledgement of humanity's potential. Captain J. Park allowed herself a moment of pride. Humanity had taken its first true step into a larger, more complex universe. They hadn't just received a transmission, they had begun a conversation that would change everything. The initial engagement was complete, but this was just the beginning of a much larger journey. The alien delegation arrived with a precision that defied human understanding. Their spacecraft didn't move like traditional vessels. It shifted through space like a mathematical equation solving itself in real time. Captain J. Park stood at the primary diplomatic reception area, her team carefully positioned to demonstrate humanity's unique approach to interaction. The room was designed not as a traditional meeting space but as an adaptive environment that could change based on communication requirements. Kiral, the alien representative, appeared less like a traditional being and more like a dynamic holographic projection. Its form constantly shifted, representing complex information patterns rather than a fixed physical structure. "We are here to understand protocol," the alien communication translated, its voice a strange blend of mathematical frequencies and linguistic patterns. Yoon Kim stepped forward, her translation matrix working overtime. The human team had prepared extensively, but nothing could truly prepare them for this moment. Each movement, each response would be a demonstration of human diplomatic capabilities. He Choi had developed a unique interaction system. Instead of traditional diplomatic exchanges, he created a real-time adaptive communication protocol that could modify itself based on alien responses. It was humanity's most sophisticated diplomatic tool, flexibility itself. The alien delegation seemed to be testing humanity's limits. Their initial probes were complex scenarios designed to challenge human decision-making processes. Each scenario was a multi-layered problem that required simultaneous logical, emotional, and strategic thinking. Captain Park understood the true nature of the test. It wasn't about providing a single correct answer, but demonstrating the human ability to adapt, think creatively, and solve problems from multiple perspectives. The first scenario involved a complex resource allocation problem that touched multiple, dimensional considerations. Where a traditional bureaucratic system might falter, the human team demonstrated remarkable flexibility. They didn't just solve the problem, they reimagined the entire problem-solving approach. Kirill's projection shifted, showing what could only be described as surprise. The alien delegation had expected rigid responses, predetermined protocols. Instead, they witnessed a dynamic system that could rapidly adjust its entire framework. "Adaptation is our protocol," Captain Park stated calmly, a statement that seemed to intrigue the alien representatives more than any detailed explanation could. The human team demonstrated something fundamental about their species. They didn't just follow rules. They understood the spirit behind rules. Each protocol was a living system, capable of rapid modification based on unique circumstances. Another scenario challenged their ethical decision-making. It was a complex situation involving multiple species, limited resources, and conflicting survival requirements. The human team didn't approach it as a mathematical problem, but as a nuanced challenge requiring empathy, strategic thinking, and creative solutions. Yoon Kim's translation revealed something extraordinary. The aliens were not just testing humanity's problem-solving abilities, but their capacity for complex, multi-dimensional thinking. Each response was analyzed, measured, and compared against their own sophisticated computational models. He Choi's adaptive communication system proved to be the most impressive tool. It could modify its own protocols in real time, learning and adjusting faster than any traditional diplomatic communication method. The system wasn't just translating, it was actively participating in the dialogue. The demonstration continued for what seemed like hours. though time itself felt different in this extraordinary space. The human team wasn't just representing Earth, they were representing the potential of their entire species. As the scenarios concluded, something remarkable happened. The alien delegation's projection began showing signs of what could only be described as respect. Not an emotional response, but an intellectual acknowledgement of humanity's unique capabilities. You solve problems not as a system, Kirill's communication translated, but as a living, breathing intelligence. Captain Park understood the profound nature of this moment. This wasn't just a diplomatic meeting. This was humanity proving its worth on a cosmic scale, demonstrating that their greatest strength wasn't technology or power, but their ability to adapt, understand, and grow. The protocol demonstration was complete. Humanity had passed a test they didn't even know existed. The research facility hummed with an energy unlike anything humans had experienced before. Quantum entanglement chambers lined the walls, creating a complex network of technological wonder that bridged human and alien understanding. Yoon Kim stood at the center of this extraordinary space, her hands moving across holographic interfaces that seemed to breathe with living information. The alien technology they had received was nothing like human scientific approaches. It was a living, adaptive system that transformed with each interaction. Captain J. Park watched carefully. This wasn't just a technological exchange. This was a fundamental reimagining of scientific potential. The alien civilization had approached technology not as a tool, but as a dynamic, intelligent system capable of continuous self-improvement. He Choi worked on the primary integration platform. His fingers moved like a musician, translating complex, alien computational models into human-readable formats. What would have taken traditional research teams decades was happening in mere hours. The breakthrough came unexpectedly. A quantum communication matrix developed by combining human creativity with alien computational precision created something entirely new. It wasn't just a technological advancement. It was a complete reconstruction of how information could be processed. "We're not just sharing technology," he explained to the team. "We're creating an entirely new way of understanding scientific potential." The alien representatives observed the human team's approach with what seemed like growing fascination. Humans didn't just copy alien technology, they reimagined it, added their unique perspective of creativity and adaptability. A complex communication network began to form. It connected research centers across Earth, creating a living, breathing system of scientific exchange that transcended traditional technological limitations. Each node of the network could adapt, learn, and grow in real time. Yoon discovered something extraordinary. The alien technology responded differently to human interaction. Where traditional scientific approaches would create fixed systems, this technology evolved with each human touch, each human thought. The quantum entanglement chambers began showing remarkable capabilities. They could process complex information faster than any human-made supercomputer, while simultaneously maintaining an adaptive learning structure that seemed almost alive. Captain Park recognized the profound nature of this moment. Humanity was not just receiving advanced technology, they were becoming active participants in a cosmic technological ecosystem. Research teams from around the world watched in amazement. The technological convergence wasn't just about machines or computational power. It was about a fundamental reimagining of how intelligence could work, how information could be understood and processed. HFY's integration platform revealed multiple layers of potential: medical systems that could predict and prevent diseases before they occurred, communication networks that could understand and translate between any species, energy systems that could solve global environmental challenges in moments. The alien representatives seemed particularly impressed by human creativity. Where their technology was precise and calculated, human approaches added something unexpected: a layer of creative problem-solving that transformed rigid systems into dynamic, living networks. Humans do not just use technology. One alien communication. Translated, they imagine new possibilities within technology. Quantum communication networks began spreading across research centers. Each network node could learn, adapt, and grow. It was like watching a new form of intelligence being born. Part human, part alien, something entirely unique. Yoon Kim's breakthrough came in a moment of unexpected inspiration. She discovered a way to use the alien computational models to create predictive systems that could understand complex global challenges before they fully emerged. The technological convergence wasn't just about machines. It was about reimagining human potential. Each breakthrough suggested that humanity's greatest strength was not its current technology, but its ability to imagine, to adapt, to grow. As the day concluded, something remarkable had happened. Humanity had taken a massive leap forward. They weren't just recipients of advanced technology. They were active creators of a new technological understanding. Captain J. Park looked at her team with pride. They had done more than exchange technology. They had opened a door to a future where human creativity and alien precision could work together to solve challenges beyond current imagination. The technological convergence was complete, but this was just the beginning of a much larger journey. The world had changed, not suddenly, but with a subtle, profound transformation that touched every aspect of human civilization. First contact was no longer a distant dream, but a living reality that reshaped how humanity understood its place in the universe. Captain J. Park stood on the observation deck of the Global Diplomatic Center, watching as multiple alien research vessels moved gracefully in Earth's orbit. What had begun as a complex mathematical transmission had become a profound partnership between species. Yoon Kim's communication networks now connected research centers across multiple star systems. The technology they had developed during the initial contact had grown into a living, adaptive communication system that allowed instantaneous understanding between different civilizations. He Choi had become the primary architect of interstellar collaboration. His quantum communication platforms had transformed how different species shared knowledge, solved problems, and explored the universe together. The first 5 years after initial contact had been a period of unprecedented growth. Humanity had proven itself not as a primitive species, but as a unique civilization with extraordinary adaptive capabilities. The alien delegation, particularly Kiril, had become more than diplomatic representatives. They were partners in a cosmic exploration. Global challenges that seemed insurmountable suddenly found solutions. Climate change technologies developed through alien-human collaboration transformed Earth's environmental systems. Medical breakthroughs allowed prevention of diseases that had plagued humanity for centuries. We are no longer alone, one global leadership report stated, but we are also no longer limited. The diplomatic approach that Captain Park had demonstrated during initial contact became a standard model for interstellar interactions. Flexibility, creativity, and mutual understanding became more important than rigid protocols or traditional power structures. Research teams from Earth now worked alongside scientists from multiple alien civilizations. Each collaboration revealed new possibilities, new ways of thinking about technology, communication, and universal challenges. Kiril's civilization had been particularly impressed by human potential. Where other species saw limitations, humans saw opportunities. Where traditional approaches would fail, human creativity found unexpected solutions. The quantum communication networks had become something extraordinary. They were living systems that could predict global challenges, develop collaborative solutions, and connect civilizations across vast cosmic distances. Yoon Kim's most significant contribution was a communication matrix that could translate not just language, but fundamental thought processes. It wasn't just about understanding words, but understanding the core of how different species thought and perceived reality. He Choi's technological platforms had transformed space exploration. Collaborative research vessels now explored regions of the universe that had been impossible to reach with traditional human technology. Each journey revealed new wonders, new possibilities. Captain Park reflected on their journey. From a single mathematical transmission to a comprehensive interstellar partnership, Humanity had proven its unique value. They weren't the most technologically advanced species, but they were certainly the most adaptable. Global education systems had been completely transformed. Children now learned not just about human history, but about the complex, interconnected nature of cosmic civilizations. Understanding, creativity, and adaptability became the most important skills. The alien delegation no longer felt like visitors. They were partners, collaborators, friends. The initial moment of first contact had evolved into a profound understanding that transcended traditional boundaries of species, technology, and perception. Humanity's greatest strength, Kiral once communicated, is not its technology, but its ability to imagine possibilities beyond current understanding. The diplomatic center became a symbol of this new reality. Multiple species worked together, shared knowledge, developed collaborative solutions to cosmic challenges. It was a living testament to what could be achieved through mutual understanding. As Amwar. The sun set on another day. Captain J. Park watched the alien research vessels moving gracefully in Earth's orbit. What had begun as a complex mathematical transmission had become a profound partnership that would reshape the universe. Humanity had taken its first true step into a larger, more complex cosmic community, and this was just the beginning of their journey. The story of first contact was complete, but the real story of human potential was just starting to unfold.